A friend of mine, Horace, who also works in a competitive coffee shop. But I like his expertise and his talk to all you Americans. Thank you.
Talk of buzzing doesn't sound so bad, so I got a little story here. It's about growing cannabis. And some of the different things I've learned from growing cannabis besides just smoking it. Things that cannabis has helped me with, like patience. Because cannabis doesn't turn into a beautiful plant overnight. It takes a while. It takes some work and focus. And exercise. Growing cannabis, you never have to go to a gym. If you really put your heart into growing cannabis, you get so much exercise, you never have to go to a gym. And in Holland here, you could say that this is the spider mite capital of the world, because there's so many growers here that anybody that tries to grow cannabis here in Holland is going to see spider mites sooner or later. And so humans have come up with all sorts of different ways to rid themselves of spider mites. In the 25 years that I've been growing cannabis, I've tried a lot of different ways to get rid of spider mites. At first I used to use really harmful pesticides, like kelthane and stuff like that. And then I went to malathion, which was a little bit safer pesticide. And then I went to mites, which are so powerfully strong, I don't know what it's going to do to me, you know? So these days, I use ladybugs. And ever since I was a little kid, I always loved ladybugs, just looking at them and them crawling on me. I never felt threatened by them. But this year, I really learned what a good friend they are to man and how much they love the cannabis plant. When I harvest, I can hardly get them to leave. They love whatever problems we have on this planet. There are many different solutions. There are solutions like pesticides that solve one problem and give you a bad side effect that's even worse than your first problem. And then there are solutions like the ladybugs that solve your problem, don't hurt the planet Earth at all, and you make a friend with another life form. So that's how I grow the Soma skunk. And if none of you have tried it yet, you should go down to the greenhouses and try some while there's still some. Thanks.
But it's not. I'd like to nominate the White Rhino. And this is a stoner bedtime story, kind of. It's a poem by the great Shel Silverstein. And it's entitled The Smoke Off. Now, in the laid-back California town of sunny San Rafael lived a girl named Pearly Sweetcake. You probably knew her well. She'd been stoned 15 of her 18 years, and her story was widely told that she could smoke them faster than anyone could roll. Well, her legend finally reached New York, that Grove Street walk-up flat, where dwelt the Calistoga Kid, a beatnik from the past. He had been rolling dope since time began. Now he took a cultured toke. Jim, I can roll them faster than any chick can smoke. So a note gets sent to San Rafael for the championship of the world. The kid demands a smoke-off. Well, bring him on, screams Pearl. I'll grind his fingers off his hands. He'll roll until he drops, says Calistogue. I'll smoke that chick till she blows up and pops. So they ran out Yankee Stadium, and the word is quickly spread. Come one, come all who walk or crawl. Tickets just 2 lids ahead. And then from every town and hamlet, over land and sea they speed. The world's greatest dopers with the world's greatest weed. Hashishes from Morocco, hemp smokers from Peru, and the shashniks from Bagoon who smoke the deadly Pugaru, and those who call it light of life, and those who call it boo. See the dealers and their ladies wearing turquoise, lace, and leather. See the narcos and the closet smokers puffing all together. From the teenies who smoke legal to the ones who've done some time, to the old man who smoked back before it was a crime. And the grand old house that Ruth built is filled with the smokes and cries of 50,000 screaming heads all stoned out of their minds. And they play the national anthem, and the crowd lets out a roar as the spotlight hits the Kid and Pearl, ready for their smoking war. At a table piled up high with grass, as high as a mountain peak, just tops and buds of the rarest flowers, not one stem, branch, or seed. I mean Maui, Wowie, Panama, Red, Acapulco, Gold, tea from East Afghanistan, and that rare Alaskan cold. And there's sticks from Thailand, canes from the island, and Bangkok's blooming best, and some of that wet imported shit that capsized off Key West. And there's Oaxacan tops, and Kenya Bang, and Riviera Fleur, and that rare Manhattan silver that grows down the New York sewer. And there's bubbling ice cold lemonade, and sweet grapes by the bunches. And there's Hershey bars and Oreos, in case anybody gets the munchies. And the Calistoga Kid, he smiles. And Pearly, she just grins. And the drums roll low. And the crowd says go. And the world's first smoke-off begins. Well, the kid, he flips his fingers once. Zap, that first joint's rolled. Pearl takes one toke with her famous lungs, and that roach is cold. Then the kid, he rolls his super bomb, which would paralyze a moose, and Pearl takes one mighty hit, and that bomb's defused, and he rolls 3 in just 10 seconds, and she smokes him up in 9. And everybody just sits back and says, this just might take some time. See the blur of flying fingers? See the red coal burning bright? As the night turns into morning, and morning fades to night, and the autumn turns to summer, and the whole damn year is gone. And the two still sit on that roach-filled stage, rolling and smoking on. With trembling hands, he rolls his jades. With fingers blue in step, she coughs and stares with bloodshot gaze and puffs through blistered lips. And as she reaches out her hand for another stick of gold, the kid, he gasps, "Damn it, bitch! There's nothing left to roll!" "Nothing left to roll!" screams Pearl. "Is this some twisted joke? I ain't come here to fuck around, man, I come here to smoke!" And she reaches across the table and she grabs his bony sleeves. She crumples his body between her hands like dry and brittle leaves, flicking out his teeth and bones like useless stems and seeds. And then she rolls him in a zigzag and lights him like a roach. And the fastest man with the fastest hands goes up in a puff of smoke. California town of sunny San Rafael lives a girl named Pearly Sweetcake. You probably know her well. She's been stoned 21 over 24 years, and her story's still widely told how she still can smoke 'em faster than any dude can roll. Well, off in New York City, on a street that has no name, there's the hands of the Calistoga Kid in the Viper Hall of Fame. And underneath his fingers is a little golden scroll that says, beware of being the roller when there's nothing left to roll.
Amsterdam and just sitting in 420. There's a lot of wild things going on out there. This is a real sanctuary here. It's a blessing again to see all these familiar faces, seeing different places, different things going around. Right now, in Arizona, there's a lot going down. You know, there's a whole change, there's a whole thing going down. The people are starting to wonder and rebel themselves against what the state is trying to do. We've been involved with the state and the church for a long time. Arizona has taken and been blatantly involved with total abuse of the Constitution. They're going on, and how the church has really been involved and influenced. One of the things that has come from this part of the world is Martin Luther, who has done a lot to change and break down the religious structure that's been gone and between the church and the state. The simple, the most basic, the original religion, the religion of praising the Creator through nature and by living as close to nature as possible. It seems there's a lot of people are feeling pressured this year, having a lot of, even though some of these laws have been passed, there's been other things that have been happening. I myself am here because this whole thing, this whole religious infringement that's going on in the United States has affected the religions and the belief systems and the cultures of the rest of the world. And for them just to allow herb to be legal would free up so many cultures that are being so oppressed right now, that are actually starving, that could be part of renewing this global problem we're having right now. And I would like very much to get involved, or if anybody has any idea or help what we can do to do this. I've been working at this for a long time. The visions and the use of the medicines I've had come from Voices Through the Creator. The peyote has taught me about the earth and to watch for the earth. The herb has come to me as a healing of the nations, as a way for people to free themselves, relax, and not feel so heavy about each other, and just listen and try and understand instead of carrying this heavy judgment. So I think, we should take that part of the herb, and all of us just, lighten up and really love each other. And this is, I know, really hard times for a lot of us, and a lot of things are going down that are heavy, but things are getting really better. And as long as we hold on to our beliefs and keep that strong, firm above everything else, we'll overcome all this. Thank you.
Get a copy of the ballot? Anybody not get a copy of the ballot? All you people who...
And I'm not really what you call an activist necessarily. For the, I'm just sort of a tourist. And I came from Paris on a bus. a couple nights ago, and I'm leaving tonight again on the bus. I've had such a really good time here, and I took 36 pictures with this camera that I found in the bus of some people that left in Rotterdam. And I found this like miracle camera, and I took all these pictures, and then I lost it. Yeah, so if anyone's seen the camera, could you just rewind the roll? I really like a photo memory of things, because my memory's not so good. And that's all I have to say. I lost it last night during the opening ceremonies. Little Minolta 35mm, nothing much. Keep the camera. I love the roll. Drop it by the Reefer Madness table if you find it. And thanks a lot. You have it.
Hello, I'd like to say a few words. My name is J.P. Morgan. It's my name. Yeah, that's my other name. I have an article by Captain Space Cake in the Damn Cannabis newspaper. I would like, through many months and years of hard study, I've learned to read and speak Dutch, so I feel qualified to inform people here about the new Dutch laws. Minister Zorgdrager is the Dutch Minister of Justice. She is from the D66 party. They call it D66. It's one of the four major parties in the Dutch parliament. She was elected on the basis, like the coffee shops are still technically illegal. Weed is technically illegal. It's illegal to grow weed in the Netherlands. Yeah, anybody here who's done it and had a police visit, she wanted to, since what is sold on the voordeur, the front door is taxed and tolerated. What comes in the achterdeur, the back door, remains illegal. And she wanted to just legalize that and tax it. And I mean, it's here, but since she got in there, Jacques Chirac, mainly, of the French president, the right-wing, atom bomb-loving president, and of course our DEA, which is all over the world, pressuring these poor third-world countries to imprison their own people and try to stomp out their culture. We're a country that's 200 years old. We're trying to stomp out cultures that have existed for thousands of years, and we think that God is on our side and everything, of course. Well, what has happened is, instead of being able to make everything more legal and more free, it's gone exactly the opposite direction. Now you're only allowed to have 4 plants, maybe maximum 5. You cannot grow under lamps. You are not allowed to grow hydro, and if you have to water by hand. And if you have any kind of watering system or anything else, then you're commercially busy. Now, anytime the police come in, they confiscate your lamps and your plants and everything. And if you grow 5 to 10 plants, the fine is 50 guilders per plant. And if you're a repeat offender, the fine is 75 guilders per plant. 10 to 100 plants, correct me if I'm wrong, is a 125 guilder fine per plant and 2 to 4 months in jail. Now, this is nothing, of course, compared to the cruelty of American standards, but the jail time for that in the Netherlands is quite shocking. But still, we don't expect very many people to be put in jail. But they will always confiscate your lamps and plants. And then for 100 to 1,000 plants, the fine is 2,500 guilders, and you can get up to, 25,000 guilders. Yeah, and you can get to 6 months in jail. But the mayor of Nijmegen, where the Cannabis Castle is near Nijmegen, is the chairman of the board of chiefs of police in the Netherlands. And when they were considering these new laws, he publicly announced that the police would not enforce these laws. The police could not enforce these laws. And he got a lot of criticism for that from the Dutch Minister of Justice, Minister Zorgdrager. Now, it remains yet to be seen just exactly how much these laws are going to be enforced. I heard recently that a man was arrested in Breda for 9 plants, He thought he was okay because he only had 4 under a lamp and he had 5 little sprouts, but they took him anyway. Of course, like I said, you don't have the jail time or the sentences of the unreasonable things that are going on in the United States. And before we think of the Netherlands so much as a sanctuary, I don't know if anyone here has read the sad story of personal friends of mine, Les and Cheryl Mooring, who have been in Dutch jails for over 1 year now. Last Saturday was their first year anniversary in prison. Of course, the prisons here are like hotel rooms. Everyone has their own cell. Can you believe that? In America, you'd have 6 guys crammed into the same size. And there's a lot of people. Tonight at Allerseins Oxford-Bergwall 124, there's a party for the Green Prisoners Release Program. We're trying to attract press attention to this case. It's been ruled that Les and Cheryl will be extradited, but we're not sure quite when. We're going to fight it till the last day. We might even have a couple of people run out in front of the airplane, I don't know. Out of the canal, right next to a live sex show. Not unusual for Amsterdam.
How's everybody doing? I guess I'm going to start off, since we've talked about the moorings, you can find out more all about them if you come down to 124 and become as guilty as them. Because down there we're committing the crime. We've got 257 plants on display. We've called the police and told them that they're there. And if they think they can arrest all of us, then bring it on. But we are continuing to do it, and everybody that walks in there is committing the same crime.
Everybody take responsibility for 4 plants.
Yeah. We have some plants that we would love to plant in people's names. If you feel strong enough that you would like to help the moorings and you really don't know how, then purchase a plant in your name for them. And we're going to see that we're either going to give it, we haven't decided exactly what to do with it, but it'll be received either by Parliament here itself or some of the other people that we want to show that won't die when that plant sits next to them. Yeah, like the French consulate and a few others. We seem to manage to find a lot of enemies when we start talking about organics and anti-big business. We've allowed so long for a handful of people to control the wealth of this world by forcing us to buy all of the things that we used to get from organic products like hemp. So now we have to purchase them from the synthetic manufacturers. Really, it didn't take a genius to figure this out, guys. Think about it. We take the most valuable plant on the face of this earth and we make it illegal. And then we force everyone to buy all the things that it used to do. They have to buy it from us now. Because it's all synthetics and we own it all. It didn't take a genius to figure this out, guys. It just took a handful of people with deep pockets who didn't care about raping this earth and robbing all of us and their own children's children from their inheritance of having a decent place to live on the face of this earth. They chose to pollute it and to rape it. And folks, unfortunately for the last 10 years, outside of a few groups that have stood up to kick and holler, we've bred a generation from after the 60s who gave in to making the money. They gave in to driving the cars and buying the houses. You know, that's what it's about. But as you look around, you can see in the last 9 years, you can see a return. I don't think it's just a coincidence that the Cannabis Cups takes place here in Holland and that High Times exists. And that all these other big groups are all coming in now because people are finally learning that it only takes a few people to start things happening. And before long, well, look around you. We're all here from the same consciousness, the same belief, you know? So we're getting somewhere. We're seeing a return to the things that we believe now. We've got another generation coming up. We can go to places to where people like us want to live and be together, right? Supposedly we fought a civil war. Unfortunately, the federal government was able to use a race card, and rightly so, in slavery. But what they also did was take away each state's rights to decide for themselves how the people should live in that state. Now we're getting back to it, and it's going to become states' rights versus the federal government. And only by numbers, and only by the way that we conduct ourselves while we're in that state. If we can show in California, of all states, as we begin to generate or migrate into that area, if crime goes down, property taxes actually drop because there's so much money being spread around in our community, and the standard of living is high, it's a good sign to all of these places that I said where people didn't want this. They're going, shit, this stuff must work. And those are the people we're having to reach to, because those are the people that are only basing their opinions on politics and money. And when we attack them in both areas, politics, which is they're not paying property taxes and we're seeing good government, and then they're seeing that their dollar goes further and they're saying, hey, we want this type of thing. Then we can reach those people. The people who have an open ear to common sense, we've already got them. Yeah? Also tonight at 124 at our prisoners' place, we're having a big party. Darren Morgan should be there with his love bud tonight to give some of that. We haven't really accepted this because we didn't feel that we belonged in it, because we really represent everybody in here. But we would like to call attention to the truth about hemp, and the best way for us to do that right now, seeing that the way things are going, is to win this Cannabis Cup. And it would be nice to see that the winner of the Cannabis Cups actually has nothing to do with any particular type of weed. They have their own categories. Or it doesn't have anything to do with a coffee shop. It has to do with about telling the truth about hemp and getting it to the world. Yeah? That's what we're saying. So, the other thing I'd like to say is we've got a few other things that support Green Prisoners Release that don't get a lot of recognition.
We have a full room, respecting the back and respecting the back over here. Not a whole lot of chatter like yesterday. So it's a much different council today, and I really appreciate it. I'm here because I couldn't wear my green hat and raise hell and chase Clinton and Dole all over the campaign trail this year, carrying a herb and etc., being a 5-time felon. Yeah? San Quentin, Soledad, Tracy, Arizona State Prison. And I knew I'd get arrested, and who the hell was going to pay out my bail, and what were they going to do with me, and how would I survive after that at 65, huh? So I thought I'd come over here and watch the thing on TV, huh? And when I got here, it rained for 3 weeks. It literally drizzled for 3 weeks in June. And one night, somebody said, have you gone to the Friendship Inn? And I said, no. Where's that? Down by the park, the big park. I hadn't even found it yet. That's how lost I was in the syndrome, huh? I got down there, and they told me I had to speak to Short Sam, Black Sam, or Captain Sam. And I said, okay. So I met young Sam, and right away put me to work. I didn't have any money chopping vegetables, blah, blah, blah. Black Sam gave me a room and a place to sleep, 3 nights, and if you can't pay it, then you got to move out, but you got 3 nights, I'm off the street. And suddenly, out of the kitchen, backing out with trays of hot stuff, in a beautiful Indian skirt thing and a cross sweater, is this guy. And I look and I say, I know that hair and I know that body, and he turns around and we just start laughing. I want to bring out one of the guys who helped with the squatters movement here, has helped groove in many Americans, Canadians, Australians, and others into the ambiance of the Dutch culture without being abrasive American assholes. Captain Sam from Arkansas, and a good friend of Les and Cheryl's back there in those days.
seems like Mike may know more about me than I remember myself. In the springtime of 1994 in the Ozarks, like most every spring when the dogwoods start to bloom, it's an incredibly beautiful place. But for Les and Cheryl, it wasn't really quite so beautiful this spring because through whatever means, they had been busted. I worked with the normal attorney there on some bro cases, and we had just founded our church. Some of you may know of Tom Brown's incarceration in the federal system because of our church. I'd been involved in some medical things around in different places, and we decided we were going to use the Religious Freedom Restoration Act to create a spiritual body that was ours, that belonged to us. So we filed all of the papers, we incorporated, we deeded land, and we dedicated our church. We decided we were going to plant marijuana for medical use. And we announced these things. We were getting good press coverage. But people like Les and Cheryl who grew marijuana and provided it for patients, for our everyday use, those kind of brave people that nobody ever really thinks about unless you're involved in that side of our life. They've been busted. And for Les, it wasn't really a pretty thing because he'd been busted once before several years, and these things kind of add up. Cheryl was a really nice, sweet, wonderful lady. Doesn't smoke at all. She just supported Les's use because Les had some rheumatoid arthritis things, had some pain in his back, and some different things, and Les used the herb for the medicine. And he shared it with other people. Of course he did. He loved it. He loved growing it. But they got busted, so things weren't really so nice. But we worked out a nice arrangement with the state that we're going to accept probation. Les might have to do a little time, but he'd done some of that before, and it wasn't really all that scary as long as they weren't going to put Cheryl in jail. And he could do that. He could stand up and put himself in prison so that his wife wouldn't have to suffer. In 2 days before the judge was going to drop the hammer, the DEA picked the case up. They forfeited their bond, and they were going to put them in jail that day. They managed to get a new bond together until their plea and arraignment 2 days later. During that time, we stopped off in Chicago. Cheryl didn't have a passport. In the morning, they were going for their plea and arraignment at the federal magistrate in Little Rock. Les and Cheryl walked through customs at Schiphol, and they were free. They knew what the implications were then. They knew that they could come here and they could blend in and they could go underground. They knew that they could ask and perhaps set a precedent as refugees. They talked to several people and they made the decision. They decided just to live the simple, quiet life that they'd always lived. They worked hard. They had a multitude of Dutch friends, probably more Dutch people, no less, than Cheryl than Americans here, because they lived in the Dutch community and they worked in the Dutch community, and they wanted to be part of this society with all their heart and soul. And for a long time, they were so terrified that something was going to happen. It took 1.5 years for something to happen. Les waited for over 1 year, as much as he loved her, before he ever even tried to grow. And almost 1.5 years to the day, they came here on May 17th, 1994. November the 16th or 17th, I think, in 95 is when they were arrested. The DEA had traced the phone records to their families and found out where they were living here and had the local police pick them up. They fought this for over 1 year now, and they're still here. The Dutch have a very unique way of prohibiting something and creating an option for the reverse to happen. They're still here in the Netherlands, and the importance of this shouldn't be lost on anyone. The DEA, to my understanding, has not extradited an American from the Netherlands for this sort of a trial. The Dutch have a policy that doesn't exactly coincide with the DEA's. On different occasions, the Dutch have stood up to them. I think that the political support here, and as well as in the United States, to let people know of this outrage. Bill Clinton is the mark himself. Bill Clinton knows who Les and Cheryl are. If you've got internet access, flood the White House, protest it. Talk to your senators. All of them have toll-free numbers and internet access.
It's gonna get you really high. This is a big bomb song. It goes on and on and on. This is a big bomb song. This is a long song. It goes on and on and on. This is a big bomb song. Maybe Steve Hager will sing along to the big bomb song. This is a big bomb song. We want you to sing along. This is a big bomb song. It goes on and on and on.
The ballot box is ready. Keep the big bomb strong.
On and 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 on. This is a big bomb song.
He said, if I were president, I would have inhaled it. But you know what I'm saying? You're gonna come up with rhymes, some hip hop business. So who's got some real lyric?
Went straight to my fucking head. Didn't know if that hash was black, black, or fucking red. Got cotton mouth. Started to drink. Started smoking some more Burberry. Couldn't even think. I started with some fucking great taste. Said, give me that fucking mango on my plate. I told her that everything you think got, we got, it's fucking great. And this fucking town, this is it. And now this is gonna change, right?
Really, really long. This is all yours, chance to sing along.
If our hearts could be full of nothing but love, then the French probably couldn't give us a shove. And probably the United States can give us a shove. And probably nobody could give us a shove. If our heart was full with nothing but love.
It's got me going insane. You call me Mr. Natural, I don't sniff cocaine. And when you all fall, I still remain. Cause I'm the 1-2 checker, the microphone wrecker. I'm not Islamic, but one day I'll get to Mecca, yo. I'm grounded, I'm bombastic, quite drastic, never ever spastic. Step up, punk, you get your ass kicked. I got a flow like Bodo, no. And when it comes to hitting bongs, yo, I'm good to go. I take the highway every day of the week. I got more buds than a dead show's got freaks. So you can sneak a peek at my technique, but you better step up, boy, cause your shit's weak and my shit's unique. Alright, organized religion equals division of people. Take a look around, can't you see that we're equal? Someone stands up, pow, pow, another sequel. It's been this way for thousands of years. They got millions of my brothers living in fear. People, what's wrong with your mentality? Arise from the false reality. They lied to you, they lied to me, they lied to all, but you can't see. Seek knowledge, spirituality, and only through truth do we set ourselves free. This is the Big Bong song.
This is a big bong song. Thanks for singing along. This is a big bong song. It goes on and on and on. This is a big bong song, and it's really, really big bong.
We are so glad that him is in our life. We are so glad that we didn't put Joel and Kim in our
The house that's white.
that is right.
That is white.
With all our might, we are going to join together with all the peace and love. We are going to make it right. And God bless.
This is a piece of love.
On a Skinner type of vibe, I think. In Amsterdam, they love the kind buds. All the pipes were filled with goo. But my lungs are not bothering me. Does your country bother you? Now tell the truth.
I'm
gonna keep on smoking till the pot's all gone. God bless the Big Bong song.
Netherlands without land, sea meets the land. Strong land, strong people. Courage in their politics, and I thank them for having us here. Their courage breeds strong people, strong land, help take care of it.
Yes.
I'd like to give a big bong to somebody who wants to help me. I need some help from someone to carry some things.
Excellent.
So, big
Carrying
bong
what?
for any hippies that want to help carry some food. Or a joint.
If anyone wants to help this beautiful lady carry food. Food, people.
Everybody's have to not help.
While the Big Bong song is going on, I want to encourage people to come up here that want to give offerings to council. I know Mary King, you want to give an offering, right?
Yeah, Mary.
I have an offering, it's true. But I'm trying to be low-key about this, being the industrial persuasion. But I'm happy to do this. It's Sonoma Medicinal from the hills of Sonoma County. All biologically grown, of course, in the redwood forests. So it's very hearty, full mouth flavored, but very, very medicinal. And I use it medicinally. And in fact, I used it the night before I left here. And indeed, it does cure nausea. So I have to attest to that. So it's the victory hemp. It's the hemp for victory. So Sonoma Medicinal. That's what it is.
Wish I could have grown some good stuff like she has. We did grow some outdoor this year, some Mongolian indica, and that's available at the gray area. Woo! But we're able to grow something this year that we like. It's called Bubbleberry. And we've got some joints we'd like to pass out. Some of my friends will pass them out on the left, some of my friends will pass down the right. And it's quite tasty, and enjoy growing it, enjoy smoking.
Yes. Nominating. This is a big bong song. The fires died down to just a few embers. Y'all having fun? Smoking some kind herb and all out in the open.
Share with all my relatives what a beautiful day. My wife and my little Kinder, our baby, and just traveling and listening to Amsterdam, not just watching it, but listening to it. We never heard a lot of horns honking, a lot of people hollering. There's just a calmness about Amsterdam that is unique. And I think each and every one of us are part of that, but more so in reverence to the people from Amsterdam in a most humble way. Thank you for sharing this part of the world that's so beautiful. I want to thank each and every one of you for your attitude. Like I say, before we left home about 3 days, we decided to have an attitude adjustment sweat, which was in itself, the thought of it made your heart jump. And it was a circle of beautiful brothers and a sister that joined us. And it was a time when we shared our heart songs where many tears came to light. Much laughter was shared with our heart songs in this ceremony, in this preparation to come to Amsterdam, where it's so peaceful that sometimes I feel like in another world. And I'm sure you understand. It's a blessing to be here. Thank you. Mahomie Takwiyase.
Make your minds free. Africans in Africa, take control of your own destiny. Native Americans in America, your spirit must live on. All indigenous cultures must be kept strong. This is a long song. Sing along. It goes on. Sooner or later, if you're a questioning, searching person, you'll find some of your answers in these societies. Sooner or later, if you're a questioning, searching person, you'll find some of your answers in these societies. In them, you will find the true versions, the answers to living with nature as a necessity. True love and respect for nature. True philosophy for life in harmony. Harmony with every element and creature. Man and woman's original and one true destiny. So possibly back to the jungle we will turn our eyes to the indigenous beliefs, rituals and medicines. Because there, many of our answers lie. If we are human, we must help the indigents. Help them to survive before their secrets are lost. Secrets to the cure for many things, including schizophrenia. We can easily stop the ozone effect without cost. We can save this earth for our own use and pleasure through the next millennia. So Indians in India, let your spirit guides lead. Africans in Africa, don't lose your identity. Native Americans in America, regroup and grow. Indigenous cultures of the world, hold on, don't let go. This is the long song. It goes on and on.
his staff. We meet a lot of new people, and it's been really great. I think this is probably going to be my last day, my only council I'm going to get to do. So I'm skipping the tradition of listening for a few councils and speaking now. So if I don't do everything right, cut me a little slack, and I apologize for that. It's a good custom, but sometimes customs need to be put aside to speak the truth. And that's the main thing that I want to do is thank everybody. Really, because I've had my mind has been blown away just from Amsterdam and the whole Cannabis Cup experience that has just spread beyond all of this. I feel so much better than I have ever had in the rest of my life. And I'm jamming. And I figured out a couple new pieces of the puzzle that I haven't got them all integrated yet. But I really feel like that I've learned a lot of new things. And I want to thank everyone for that. It's taught me just an incredible amount of things. And if they're not here, if you could find people who know me and thank them for teaching me stuff, I'd really appreciate it. And I have a challenge. My goal today is to give away all my money, because I don't believe that it can be done. I tried this yesterday, and I didn't tell anyone that it was a stated goal, but I tried to give away all my money. Because, money, Babylon, I don't like to talk about it and bring about it in council, but you've read the Nine Insight book. I can't remember the name of it. Anyone? Does anyone know the name? But it's to give money to people who do good work. Right on, Celestine Prophecies. And if we give money to people who do good work, then they don't have to worry about making money. They can just do good work, and people will give them money and teach them other people how to do good work. So if we can free those people, Gideon Israel is free. This is the last job. I'm working for High Times today. I'm supposed to work tomorrow and the next day, so I'm going to quit. I'm also going to ask everyone to pick up a little slack tomorrow because I'm not going to be here. Yesterday I shut the door 195 times at the other place. There's no doors that need to be shut here, but find little things to do, things that I would have done, because I'm not going to be here anymore in my presence. So let's make it work and save High Times $25 that they paid me to do that. And I don't believe that I can give away all my money, but it's a beautiful song. It's the best song I ever heard. Right on.
Thank you, Ian, the bomb master, for creating this song. Testing your bombs.
Very cool. Yeah, Green First good.
Test a big bomb.
People, not organizations.
Get
money to people, not
it's gonna get you really high. This is a big bomb. Stuff going on. This is a big bomb song. And it's really long.
I've been smoking for a long time. But it wasn't until about 5 years ago that I really learned about hemp and what it was and what it did. And I learned it from High Times. I just want to hand it to Steve here, because if it wasn't for High Times, a lot of us wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
For the universal tribes of the world, right here in Amsterdam. If you look around you, we see the color of rainbows that make up unity and harmony in life. Thank you.
Your Honor, I would like to call Dr. Carroll to the stand, please.
Call Dr. Carroll to the stand!
Dr. Carroll to the stand!
Dr. Carroll.
Dr. Carroll to the stand.
Hey, Dr. Carroll.
Dr. Stand.
Dr. Carroll to the stand, please. Dr. Carroll, as principal of the Lakeside High School, did you at any moment notice any changes? Play regarding the character, the student here, Bill Harper.
Yes. Well, I don't know what's happened with Bill recently. He used to be such a fine young man. He was a wonderful boy.
Well, Dr. Carroll, although you didn't know he was using marijuana. Did you at any time notice any changes that might have been used under mental stress, perhaps? Or in fact, he was really using the drug?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Mr. DA. It was during a class of English literature recently when there was a serious discussion of Romeo and Juliet, and Bill suddenly burst out into a fit of hysterical laughter. Just like that.
Really? Now look, Dr. Carroll, what would have been your assumption? How would you have summed up your student, William Harper?
Bill was a fine young boy. He was a good athlete, excellent scholar, capable of caliber of young member. We're proud to graduate from our school.
That's really well, it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You see, it's up to you to judge another. William Harper, here. He, ladies and gentlemen, admitted with his own lips that he went to that apartment, and he admitted that he touched with his own fingers the weapon that sent beautiful, lovely Mary Lane to a tragic and untimely death.
Hello? What do you think? You think he's guilty? I wasn't asking you. Hey, what about you over there? You think he's guilty? No. Any of you bastards think he's guilty? That one. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12! That's right. That's 12 for guilty and 1 for acquittal.
Oh, but there's possible doubt that the insanity of my brother Bill.
Oh, God damn it. There's no doubt about the fact that he murdered her. He admitted it himself. It wasn't the first time he was there, was it? Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we can't let boys like that contaminate all of our children. No. You can't let a murderer get behind the gag that he was insane. No, I don't think so, no. Or how about, this guy, he did it. He did it. He's guilty!
Oh, snap out of it, will ya? It was not our fault. It wasn't. Oh, why did I ever bring this kid over here? You know they can't hang him because he's just...
Shut up!
Why?
Shut up, I'm listening.
Don't you ever open up. Before you know it, all the cops will go over your back. You know, it was only his own fault.
Shut up! They've got to get, haven't they? Can't stand it.
Jack.
No longer. Don't worry. The trouble will be over in no time. We're just worried about her. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, he's about ready to crack any moment.
Yes. Oh, well, just keep feeding him those hot sticks, and everything will be all right.
Yeah, and to make sure I can get him out if the cops get hot. He'll probably squeal like a pig if they get their hands on him.
He won't get that chance. Listen, I'm gonna blow.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the bus.
Where are you when I need you?
Talk to the cops.
Bernard? Cops?
Yeah.
Well, Jack,
Yeah?
maybe it's better he doesn't hear the verdict at all. You understand, Jack?
Kill him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you waiting for? Go in.
Stop that record! Stop it! May!
What do you want?
Bring me some Rivas! Lance! They're gonna have that kid, don't they?
Get hold of yourself. Cut out the crazy laughing. Thank you. Listen, they're gonna pick you up and hang you if you don't pipe down.
I got to speak to Rob! I'll speak to
that by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. Sorry, don't face. Young man, the court concludes that to charge you with these crimes would be a gross miscarriage of justice, so you are innocent. However, I hope your experiences here today in this court will serve as a lesson to you and to all of you in avoiding what you yourself have so narrowly avoided.
Little boy, for I am convinced he is utterly insane. A state caused by the wicked tribe Mariner. He should be sent to a mental institution for a long time, and after that too. Au revoir.
Hey, you don't going to send me to Disneyland?
As the counsel for the defense, as well as whoever he was, the prosecutor are in agreement on this case. I see no reason why we shouldn't grant their request. Send him to Amsterdam.
All of that happened right here, in our own town, all due to the vicious marijuana reefer smokers. That's right. But in our hands lies the possibility of avoiding other tragedies like this. Because through education and through teaching our children the truth. And I want to know the truth. Yeah. I'm a reefer smoker myself. Because it's only through, if we have no freedom of choice, there can be no creativity. You see? You understand that